One morning. I really enjoy these daily Millionaire news updates. Got a whole bunch of notes for you today. First off, I had no idea today was a holiday. President's Day, I guess. The stock market is closed. I had no idea. I guess I just been getting ready for my taxes. I still have 20 hours of work probably to do. I guess one of the issues of having lots of rentals, completing two apartment sales and 22 flips, I think it was 21 or 22, I don't remember, is you have a lot of paperwork to go through. So feel for me. My tax day with my accountant is March 1st, so I have a lot of paperwork to go through. I'm going to be better prepared next year. Yeah, let's just say that. We'll see. Okay, so first off, for the things I've read in the news today, first, I wasn't sure where I was going to work this little bit in, but I'm going to do it right up front and just say that racism is never okay. Making decisions on someone based on their skin color, their sexual orientation, religion, whatever it is never, 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 never okay. Um, if you want to not like them because they're jerks and you have evidence that they're just bad people, go for it. But I bring this up because I'm reading more and more things that are disheartening, right? Americans are, um, out of, I don't know, I guess it's always ignorance, perhaps, are making decisions based on people's skin color to just, I don't know, not treat them as they should be treated. In this case, I am talking about what I'm reading about what is happening to some Asian Americans um, from people that I guess are afraid of the virus, right? When we let ignorance impact the daily lives and others, that's just not okay. That's just not okay. That's not okay. All right, so back on to the news of the day. One of the things that I am looking at here, and it's funny that I found an article about it today, is why does the stock market keep going up? And there are kind of three reasons that people are saying, right? The talking heads. And I only think one of them matters. And I think one of them is the reason. And I think the others are there because the talking heads on TV don't want to say it. So, first one is they're saying that the Fed, right? There's confidence in the Fed. The Fed bails us out. The Fed put whatever you want to call it. Basically, if something bad happens, the Fed's just going to throw money in the system, lower rates, go negative, and the Fed will save us. That's one. Two, stable outlook on company earnings or corporate earnings. And, that is sending us higher. The rest of the world is not so stable. So outside money is coming to the US. I think I talked about that on Friday or Saturday as a likelihood. And then there is the fear of missing out. I think that's what's going on today. I think this is very a la 2000.com ish, where people are making decisions based on the fear of missing out. And if that's true, I have lived that investing cycle. It feels good for quite a while. And then one day, out of nowhere, something will happen. It will kick the leg out of the stool. Things will start crashing. The dominoes will fall fast. It won't be a buy the dip and sell the rips. It will be ugly. So, again, I think there are three things, at least based on this article, that could be the reason. Let me know what you think. Again, it's confidence in the Fed. Hi. Confidence in the Fed, stable corporate earnings, or fear of missing out. What do you think the three are? My vote is the third. Not to kind of stack the deck, but that's just what I think. Next up is the Diamond Princess. That ship, that cruise that I think it was ported in Japan. I think it looks like 300 U.S. citizens are coming home. Actually, I think they are home already. They're in quarantine for 14 days. It sounds like there's even more people infected. So I don't apparently keeping people in a confined space with this virus is not good. The Diamond Princess had more cases than every country except Singapore, I think. So something something about this thing is they're not telling us everything, in my opinion. And did you hear this? China's now disinfecting cash, right? They're physically laundering cash, right? Laundering meaning washing. Um, and I don't know about you, but money is freaking disgusting, right? When our paper money, theirs too, I'm sure. Um, but how hardy is this virus that it can live on cash? And it goes through all the system and comes back. I mean, this virus is not as easy to kill if they're starting to disinfect cash. So I don't know. Next up, we're hearing about, again, what we would expect. I talked about this probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, that there would be travel disruption and holiday seasons and vacations would be changed. Uh... Why? So, okay. I'm not pessimistic, but I don't think I don't think we are appreciating the downside, which concerns me. But I'll talk about that in a minute. Looks like Cathay Pacific Airline Company cut 40% of travel, and for February, March, they were already expecting a rough Q1. So again, to be expected, right? Less travel. People are going to go to Australia or Europe instead of Asia. Makes total sense. It's what you would expect. Consumer behavior is, you can make these intelligent predictions. So that's interesting. Looks like they're estimating upwards of 5 million businesses will have some kind of impact given the supply chain that is very dependent on that region of the world. So that is interesting. As I mentioned over the weekend, my hope is this week is we've peaked in the kind of impact of this thing. So we should start to heal ourselves globally, right? China is going back to work in most of the country, which is a good thing. So again, we're coming out of this. A couple of things we're going to see this week I'm interested about. Again, I had no idea today was a holiday. Kind of funny. Walmart. Walmart reports Tuesday, which is interesting. Sorry, got a message there. So Walmart reports Tuesday, the holiday season. It'll be interesting to see what they say, right? Both for the quarter, because again, it's their holiday quarter, the last retailer to report, right? Did they see foot traffic up? Christmas, I think, had 6 or 7 days less between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, so the compare is hard. What is foot traffic like? Right? Have they seen anything change in foot traffic here in January and early February? And most importantly, I'm going to be listening for what's happening with their supply chain. I think, like a lot of you, Walmart gets a lot of their stuff from China. So it would be interesting to hear about any supply disruptions because they run a very skinny supply chain, right? Sort of just in time. So they are likely going to feel the disruption, right? They may comment about, hey, certain items are out of stock because the supply chain's interrupted. So I'm going to really look for Walmart. In addition to that, we have Hyatt, a big hotel chain. It'll be interesting to see what they're saying about that region, right? Cancellations and things of that nature. I don't know how many hotels Hyatt has there, but I know there are some because I stayed in them. And then finally, Norwegian Cruise Line on Thursday. Right, I think the cruise industry is going to take a hit from this. But again, these unexpected surprises could be a buying opportunity if you see the cruise industry coming back to what it is. And I've talked to lots of people about cruising. You either love them or hate them. I'm on the love side. I've done 15 or 16 of them. Favorite one was the Mediterranean cruise. If you have a chance to do that, that was awesome. So that was interesting. We have our first technology warning. Cisco Systems, right, networking gear and said that orders are light. Yes, my Facebook group is only open to people that signed up for the course. It's where they share their homework and ask questions of me and other students. It's where I interact. It's the best way I can interact with the students in the course is, they get special access to me. Back to Cisco Systems, orders are down from that part of the region, which you would expect. I think all technology companies are going to be saying this, but they also called out the supply chain. Right, the supply chain is a big deal. Right, manufacturing plants are shuttered, which it only takes one component to become a problem for a supply chain when you're so just in time based. So it'll be interesting to see. And it looks like Japan uh, is going to be the first country to go into recession, right? Substantial country. They had negative growth of 1.6 in Q4, and it takes two consecutive quarters to be negative. So it is likely going to be a negative Q1, especially with the virus kind of making it so. So watch out for that. But back to the question earlier, or the comment, I think that's what those are called, comments or thought bubbles or whatever. I'm not pessimistic. I'm generally optimistic. But again, when I see everybody going one direction, that makes me nervous. And I think the stock market is very toppy at this point. Yeah, yeah. The stock market is up big. Um, it is going to, the stock market is up. And again, curious, why do you think the stock market is up? Is it because everybody believes in the Fed put? Is it stable corporate earnings, or is it the fear of missing out? Um, I'm just curious, right? You're up 20%. Congratulations. I hope you're up 100%, right? Your success um, does not hurt me at all. So I hope you're up 100% by the end of the year. But just be careful. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. How can you take an opportunity on this? I think there are going to be companies that are hurt perception based. I think cruise lines, probably the most, maybe airlines. I think there'll be some buying opportunities once the selling really intensifies. I don't think that's going to affect the U.S. economy at all. I think cost of capital is going to be cheap. I think the consumer, the average American consumer, other than some bad daily choices about treating other people of different colored skin badly, I don't see it affecting our economy, right? Transactions, right? I think Chinatowns, for example, in other regions are going to be slow. I think they're going to see less patronage. I think Chinese restaurants are going to see less patronage. But I don't really think any of that affects the economy in general. It's very, very, very localized. So I don't. I think the American economy just keeps on humming. I think 2020 is going to be an awesome year. Um, I think the only thing that could stop 2020 is the election, right? There are candidates that have yet to be picked on the Democratic side, but if they are, they could single-handedly slow this thing down. But again, we're months away from figuring out who that is going to be. So I don't see anything that stops 2020. Cheap capital, stable economy. We're the best economy in the world again. I think a lot of capital is going to be coming here. So I'm very, very positive about 2020. Not very much. Okay, there you go. All right, you're a stock picker, as they say, not a index investor. Very cool. Well, guys, I want to thank you very much. If you are on holiday, enjoy it. It's I guess a 3-day weekend. I hope you went and did something fun. Otherwise, we will talk to you tomorrow. I believe I still have my interview here in 2 or 3 minutes with Greg Dickerson. So let's get on to recording that. Have a great day. Bye.